Behind me is a replica of Captain Cook's ship the Endeavour, which archaeologists believe they may have found in the US harbour of Newport. We've come to the National Maritime Museum to talk with the museum's curator of naval archaeology, Dr. James Hunter, who was diving on the wreck last month and witnessed firsthand what could be an exciting cultural and historical find for Australia. So, what was it that made you think you might have found the Endeavour?
Well, I'll qualify that by saying we're not entirely sure we found the Endeavour yet. We have a pretty good candidate, I would say. It's a mixture of a few things. We look at the historical information. So we know that the Lord Sandwich, which was what the Endeavour was known as at the time that it sank, we know the area where it was sunk. There were 5 ships that were scuttled in a line, and the Lord Sandwich was one of those ships. So we're in the right area. We've got 4 shipwreck sites. Of those shipwreck sites, this appears to be the biggest. And we do know historically that the Lord Sandwich was the biggest ship of the 5 that were sunk in that area. So that's certainly good.
Last month, the Rhode Island Maritime Archaeology Project published their Phase 1 survey of the underwater site. The findings revealed that about 10% of the ship they believe to be the Endeavour is still intact and lying well preserved on the silty seabed below. So you said that you don't yet know whether the wreck is in fact the Endeavour. So what kind of things are you going to be looking for in the future to determine whether it is in fact Captain Cook's ship?
Yeah, it's mostly going to be a matter of looking at the construction of the hull. In terms of artifacts, the Endeavour had a life after Cook's voyage. It was used as a Navy transport. It was used during the American Revolution as a supply ship, also used as a prison ship at one point as well. So looking at the artifacts, there's less likely of a chance that's going to tell us whether it's the Endeavour, because we're going to be finding material related to that later period of its existence. So what we're interested in is the ship itself, the hull. So we're going to look at the timber scantlings or the dimensions. We're going to look at the spacing between the frames or the ribs of the ship.
So finally, how big is this for Australia from a historical and cultural standpoint, I guess?
It's big. It's a massive discovery. Cook and his voyage are a major part of modern Australian history. And so being able to explore and study the remains of that ship, I think, is a massive thing for Australia, both from a historical standpoint and certainly from a maritime archaeology standpoint.